Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fatin and Qistina BINTI SANY from EDU550A. Today I am going to be presenting my EDU550 case study on the topic of teachers' perspective on managing student behaviour and the impact of such behaviour on their academic performance. Main segments that we are going to go through today, which is the objectives of the research, the literature review, the methodology, the finding and analysis, and last but not least, the conclusion of the research. Without further ado, let's move on to our first segment of the video, which is the objective of the study. The intention of the research is to see the teacher's perspective on students' behavior, as in how do they handle the behavior of their student in the classroom. Second one is to see the impact of student behavior on their academic performance, as is do the behavior have an effect on the academic performance of the students. So the objective of the study is first to find out the strategies teachers employ to address and manage disruptive behavior in the classroom effectively. Second is to explore and analyze diverse teaching methods that can effectively be implemented in the classroom. And last but not least, to investigate the impact of different classroom management technique on student engagement and academic performance. The reason why I choose this topic as my research, because as an education student, I would like to observe how the teachers nowadays handle the students from various backgrounds and different culture. According to a journal article, it is mentioned that approaches fostering a friendly teacher-student relationship and incorporating reward system can significantly enhance learning capacities and classroom achievement. With that being said, let's move on to our second agenda for this video, which is the literature review. For this research, I have 5 literature review, which is 2 theoretical perspective and 3 journal articles that I referred. So for the first 2 theoretical perspective, I referred to behaviorism, and the second one is cognitivism. According to behavioral learning theory, humans act in certain ways due to the environmental factors rather than internal motivation. And also, learning is a change in observable behavior that results from experience. For example, Skinner's operant conditioning. This theory is relevant to this issue because it shows that the students' behavior are highly affected by the teacher's responses towards them. So the second is cognitivism. According to cognitivism, a learner's ability to process information is mostly determined by their mental capability, motivation, beliefs, and effort. It is also stresses the significance of an expert in conveying accurate knowledge. For example, Bandura's social cognitive theories. This theory is relevant to this issue because there are many teachers out there that apply cognitivism, specifically social cognitive methods, in their classroom. Now let's move on to the journal articles. The first journal article is The Relationship Between Students and Teachers and Its Implications by Wang 2024. The study explores the evolution of teacher-student relationship and their impact on both students and teachers. It emphasizes the shift from a hierarchical teacher-dominated model to a more equal interactive relationship which fosters both academic success and personal development. There are 3 research methods that are used in this study, which is the first one is literature review, analysis of existing studies on teacher-student relationship. The second one is theoretical framework, which is discussion on shifts in educational paradigms. And the third one is number empirical data collection, which is the study is conceptual and does not include primary data collection or quantitative analysis. The key findings of this article is that a positive teacher-student relationship improves student academic performance, motivation, and participation. The second one is strong relationships benefits teachers by enhancing their job satisfaction and encouraging innovation in teaching methods. And lastly, recommendations include fostering open communication, mutual respect, and an interactive learning environment to enhance education experiences. The next journal article is Disruptive Behavior and Their Impact on School Performance. This study examines how disruptive behaviors affect students' academic performance. It focuses and assesses behavioral issues such as emotional control problems, lack of organization, and difficulty in completing tasks. The study highlights the negative correlation between disruptive behaviors and school performance, emphasizing the importance of executive functioning skills like working memory, emotional regulation, and organization. The research method used for this study is case study with a mixed method approach, which is qualitative and quantitative. The sample for this study is 10 students from a high school in Ecuador, and the data collection is questionnaire from 39 items assessing executive functions and observations of students' behaviors. The key finding of these studies is the students with higher executive functioning skills such as better organizations, emotional control, and memory, perform better academically. Next, disruptive behaviors such as difficulty staying on task and emotional instability significantly impact learning at school. And lastly, teachers need better training in managing classroom behavior and addressing executive function deficit. For the literature review is Relationship Between Behavior and Academic Performance, Basis for an Intervention by Sebido 2024. This study explores the relationship between student behavior and academic performance in a higher education setting. It highlights how different behavioral traits such as study habits, time management, attitudes toward instruction, test anxiety, and also exam attitudes affect students' academic achievement. This study has used descriptive research method, which observes, describes, and documents real-life situations. The sampling for this study is a simple random sampling of 220 students from Urdaneta City University from first semester 2022 to 2023. The data collection for this study is a questionnaire measuring behavioral characteristics and 5-point Likert scale to assess students' responses. The key findings of this study is that study habits and time management, which students with good study habits, for example, using mnemonics, summarizing material, reviewing with peers, and effective time management such as setting goals, preparing early for exams, scored higher academically. Second, the key finding for the study is test anxiety. Students with high test anxiety scored lower on exams, experiencing nervousness, mental blocks, and restlessness during tests. The methodology that I use for this research, which is interviews, where I extract information from an online interviews of two high school teachers, and the second one is qualitative, which I gather and analyze data to gain understanding of a subject. In this term, the subject is the students and teachers' perspective at school. For the sampling, the first teacher that I have interviewed is a retired teacher from College Tingkatan 6 Shah Alam, a female, and have a 30 years of teaching experience. The second one is a novice teacher in MRS Merbok, a female, and teach English subject to low form students. The data collection procedure for this research is that I contacted the teachers via WhatsApp to set a date and make an appointment for the interview. And I use Google Meet as the medium for the interview with the two teachers. And the average length of the recorded interviews are 40 to 5 minutes. And these are the list of interview questions for research question 1, research question 2, research question 3, which is the findings and the analysis and discussion. So we have two, which is the similarities and differences. Firstly, we go to similarities. The first similarities that I have found is behavior management strategies, which both teachers emphasizes fairness and non-humiliating approaches in discipline. Teacher 1 uses direct questioning and private discussion to address behavior issue. Meanwhile, teacher 2 uses proximity control and ensures students don't feel judged when disciplined. The second similarities is impact on academic performance. Both acknowledge that student success is influenced by factors beyond just teaching style. Teacher 1 believes that student performance is more about personal discipline rather than classroom management. Meanwhile, teacher 2 sees a direct link between effective classroom management and academic success. The third similarities is challenges in classroom management. Both teachers acknowledge external pressures that complicate their teaching. Teacher 1 struggles with ensuring students pass and perform well. Meanwhile, teacher 2 finds frequent syllabus changes and administrative tasks burdensome.
Sikap dengan dia punya cara dia. Kalau dia rajin, memang dia boleh berjaya.
First difference that we can see is teaching methods. Teacher 1 relies on structured, varied methods. For example, uses lectures, group discussions, mind maps, and quizzes. Meanwhile, teacher 2 promotes independent learning, which she prefers student-centered learning, allowing students to discover knowledge themselves. Next, the second difference is fairness in discipline. Teacher 1 focuses on personal conversations, talk to students individually to maintain their dignity. Meanwhile, teacher 2 focuses on consistent application of rules, emphasizes treating all students equally and giving multiple chances. Lastly, the differences that we can see is adaptability in teaching. Teacher 1 focuses on structure revisions, uses passive questions and visual learning techniques. Meanwhile, teacher 2 modifies lesson difficulty based on students' needs. She adjusts task difficulty based on student ability, sitting weaker student closer to her.
Pull them out from the crowd and they will sit in front of me, okay, and they will write or the exercise.
We can see that fairness and consistency are one crucial step in handling disruptive behavior of the students in the classroom. This can be proven by the previous journal article 2 in the literature review, where teachers need better training in managing classroom behavior. Second main finding is effective classroom management requires a mix of strategies. Teachers might have to use different kind of strategies in class to adapt with students' learning ability. This can be proven with the previous journal article 3, which stated that different behavioral traits and ability affect students' academic achievement. Last but not least, the main findings for this research is a well-managed classroom promotes a positive learning environment. Mutual respect between students and teachers is essential in order to create a good learning environment in a classroom. This can be proven by journal article 1, where it is mentioned that a positive teacher-student relationship improves students' academic performance. Conclusion, the summary of the research finding is that teachers face challenges in managing students' behavior, including curriculum changes, administrative workload, and ensuring a student's success. Effective strategies involve setting clear expectations, using fair and consistent discipline, and adapting teaching methods to students' needs is very crucial in education nowadays. While one teacher sees academic success as student-driven, the other believes strong classroom management directly improves performance of the students. Despite this difference, both agree that a well-managed classroom fosters engagement and a positive learning environment. Balancing structure, flexibility, and fairness is the key to supporting both behavior management and academic achievement. So for the possible future research is that we could explore the long-term effects of different classroom management strategies on student academic performance and behavioral development. We could have a comparative study across multiple schools or educational level could provide deeper insight into which strategies work best in diverse learning environment. The recommendation that can be taken for this research is that by having flexible teaching methods, educators should adapt diverse instructional techniques such as student-centered learning and interactive activities to engage students with different learning styles. Other than that, we could have promoting a positive classroom culture by having the schools to encourage strong teacher-student relationship through mentorship program, student check-ins, and a supportive classroom environment to reduce behavioral issues. That's all from me. Thank you for listening and have a good day. Bye.